Chapter 11. Grace. Take me to Lindbergh Beach? I can walk over to the airport, Noel. Yes, Miss Grace. He put the jet ski in gear and sprinted toward Placid Bay. Okay, ma'am. Be careful crossing the road. Crazy drivers here. She placed the folded bill into Noel's hand. Look out for Kirk. I need to cool off. I will, ma'am. She held her flip-flops in her hands as she waded through the shallow water. On shore, she slid her feet into them and dashed to the other side of the road and continued to the airport. She looked at the text message again and then at the time. I know they'll wait, but I don't want that to be necessary. As she entered the terminal, Wyndham beckoned her over. Here. He placed the papers in her hand. You're cleared. They're waiting on the runway for ya. Gotta hustle. Grace and Wyndham dashed to the prop jet where he bounded up the stairs in front of her. She was right on his heels. A small duffel landed behind the last seats. He saluted the pilot and left. After buckling up, she turned to her seatmate. Hello, Cyril. Sorry I'm late. Not a problem. Gotta catch the winds just right. Didn't want to miss our window to leave. We'll be in Antigua in no time, my love. The noise of the plane made conversation nearly impossible. She peered down at the tops of the islands that looked like strands of jade. When they stopped climbing and leveled off, Cyril excused himself and went to where Wyndham had put the bag. The pungent smell filled the plane. Grace smiled. Why does he smoke that stuff? He's mellow enough already. Within minutes, she felt him slide back into his seat. How long do you want to stay, lovey? Do you want to go to Montserrat? Chapter 12. Kirk. Kirk jumped when a hand clasped his shoulder. What the? Easy, my son. You text me to come back, right? Tell you what, no more legal stuff for you. That's not the problem. So much going on, I'm just kind of on edge. Kinda? Who you kidding? You tree frog jumpy. You make me drink to calm my nerves around ya. Noel went to the sink, took a glass, and poured it half full of rum. Hey, any Coca-Cola? I no like it raw. You drink like a girl, do you? Whatever. I no wine like one because of a liquor cut. By the way, you make your checks? I didn't mind. Are you ready to sail? Kirk reached for Noel's glass, but Noel pulled it away. What? Hell no. I make drink for you. I don't share with your lips. He took Kirk's glass from the sink. You want she naked or with a bit of clothes on? Naked. He poured the rum into the glass and handed it to Kirk. Don't go trying to kill yourself on my watch, drinking and drugging. Kirk turned the glass up and drew a long swig. Now I'm ready to sail. I want to reach before nightfall. Kirk maneuvered and headed for the horizon. There was no need to go on to the high sea, but he needed to clear the channel leading from Yacht Haven. Noel watched his moves. Want me to take over now, Kirk? Just Van Dyke, right? Right. Kirk stepped aside, leaving Noel to pilot. One of the Adirondack chairs on deck beckoned him to lie in the sun. Grace crossed his mind. I hope she gets home okay. He looked at the sky, all clear. The reports he checked earlier said weather throughout the region, including South Florida, was good. In a day or two, I'll call her. That'll be sufficient time for her to cool down, long enough for her to get the guilties, he thought. As the first blush of evening tinged the sky, Noel docked at a waterfront estate. Tiki lanterns stood sentry along the seawall, lighting the way to a guitar-shaped swimming pool. Citronella filled the air to free it of pesky insects that came out with the night breezes. Kirk stood at the brass railing. He ran his hand over his still full head of hair. Gray but thick. He couldn't explain it, but his nerves always got the better of him. Noel, how do I look? Again? You asked me 4 times already. You look as you looked 20 minutes ago. He helped Kirk from the boat, assured him he'd secure things properly, and then said, You're on your own, old man. I going into town. Kirk walked up the path lined with lush vegetation to reach the wide covered veranda. The triple-wide sliding glass doors stood open. He called out, I'm here. Chapter 13. Grace. Grace saw the runway below them. The last few years she had flown in and out so much she could probably land the plane herself. Her head turned when Desmond went beyond it. What is he doing? She nudged Cyril. Baby, I think you need to check on Desmond. He just overshot the runway. He touched her hand. 'Tis all right. Only a quick check over the other side of the island before we land. He signaled Grace to exchange seats so he could look out the window. After a clockwise, then counterclockwise circle over a clearing on the hillside, Cyril tapped Desmond to go to the airport and land. Desmond taxied to the far side of the airport where a customs agent waited. Cyril grabbed the duffel and left. Grace watched as he and the agent talked and gestured in what appeared to be a genial and relaxed manner. Cyril opened the sack. The agent rummaged through the contents, making an official search. Oh, God. I hope Cyril didn't leave his hippie's delight in there. Grace was sure that's what she smelled when he went to the back of the plane. She pressed her face to the window and gasped when the agent finally retrieved a pouch, which he opened and sniffed. She picked at her neck and worried as to what would happen next, but relaxed when the agent stuffed the pouch in his pocket, handed Cyril a piece of paper, patted him on the back, and walked away. Miss Grace? Yes, Desmond? You can deplane now. Cyril got the all clear. Oh, thank you. She put her arms through the loops of her canvas tote and quickly bounded down the steps. She ran to where Cyril waited at the entrance of a personnel-only door. He opened and waved her through, with him following. Within minutes, they stood outside the airport. Are you hungry, Grace? I could eat a bite. Good. I see Ernesto a few cars back. Who? He works with me. Came up from St. Martin last year. Speaks Spanish. Spanish? Yes, some of the island do. I needed him for a little business deal in South America. Oh. As the Jeep pulled to a stop, Cyril helped Grace into the back seat. He sat up front next to the driver. Hello, Ernesto. We still have time to catch dinner at Stella's, don't we? See, Cyril? Been a long day and we're hungry. Got things to chat with you about, but later. Again, a thought of Kirk flitted through Grace's mind. I've got to do something. Chapter 14. Cyril. Cyril ordered goat water. Goat water, Cyril? I don't remember your having that before. I've never been this old before, Grace. He laughed. What's funny about it? Cyril moved closer to whisper in her ear. It's an aphrodisiac. We also call it manish water. Ah, Cyril, stop your joking. Are you making up this story just to tease me? No, I'm serious. 'Tis true. Yes, just as oysters do the trick in the mainland, huh? Maybe so. I not know since I no be there. But I know here in Antigua, goat water is a miracle meal. You will see. I can't wait. Grace looked at the menu and decided to have roti, a wrap filled with vegetables. There was no elixir tail attached to it, she didn't think. Ernesto came back and drove them to the beach cottage beyond the restaurant. Lovey, get settled. I need to make a quick rut. Grace whispered, Okay, but don't let your goat water magic wear off before you come back. He jumped from the Jeep, helped her down. As they approached the front of the cottage, the door opened. Hey, Esme. Cyril greeted the tall ebony woman. Hi, Mr. Cyril. All is just as you asked. 'Tis no less than I expected. He noticed a great smile spread across Esme's face when she saw Grace. Miss Grace, 'tis a sight for sore eyes to see you. We didn't expect you this time of year. Grace hugged Esme. Always good to see you, my dear. Yes, this was unplanned, but certainly not unwanted. Grace chuckled. She hooked her hand around Cyril's waist as she talked. Indeed, a pleasant surprise, Cyril reassured. Grace, Esme, take time to chat it up. I'll return, hopefully not too late. He squeezed Grace's hand reassuringly and sauntered back to the Jeep. From his seat next to Ernesto, he saw Grace looking from the living room louvre. Beep the horn, Ernesto. See, Cyril. I don't need to go to the camp tonight. We flew over today. What's going on? The men rode around the island having a rolling business conference. The airstrip? Good, Cyril. All ready. What's the word from Sancho? One of his men at the camp now wants the upfront before they deliver. Half, right? Yes. Good stuff. Puro. One cut it up myself. He understand that, right? Cyril, he clearly understands. Left a little reminder at the gate of his villa. Picture of his pretty daughter going into her Miami apartment. And another of her and her little convertible he bought her for her birthday. So, if he doesn't get us our valuables, we will get his. Good. Drop me at Mimi's. Come back and get me in the morning around 4. Chapter 15. Grace. Grace stood, stretched, and yawned. Well, it's almost midnight, Esme. Looks like Cyril won't be back as soon as he said. I'm ready to turn in. It's been a long day. Your room is prepared. Do you want a tea or anything else before you retire? No, Esme. I don't need anything else. Well, come. Everything is ready. Check. If you need another cuppa, one is in the top of the closet. Esme led the way into the master suite at the back of the cottage. The louvered windows were rolled in enough to keep out rain, but open enough to catch breezes. A large ceiling fan over the center of the bed whirred softly as it stirred the pleasantly cool air. Thanks, Esme. Certainly, ma'am. Call me should you need anything more. Grace closed the door. She crossed her arms to lift and remove the sleeveless cotton shirt, but stopped. She bent over and turned off the lamp on the nightstand next to the bed. The night has 1,000 eyes. In the dark, she undressed and slid between the soft cotton sheets. Phone is in my pocket. She got up, removed it from her shorts. Before she laid it on the nightstand, she illuminated it to check the screen. No call. Not from Kirk, not from Cyril. She turned down the ringer, placed it face down, and scooted into the middle of the bed. Night critters chattered. The occasional roar of a car moving out front punctuated the backyard symphony. Grace's fingers touched the well of her neck. Moisture had collected there. I feel clammy all over. She slid to the edge of the bed and dashed into the bathroom. Soon the sound of running water joined the other nocturnal noises. When she returned, she thought once more about the empty side of the bed. Oh, well, she whispered. Her head had barely touched the pillow before she fell into a peaceful sleep.